All right, here we go. All right, it's currently 25 past 10 at night. I just came home from a night out, catching up with friends, and there was a topic that we were talking about, and I wanted to actually take an opportunity to explain my thoughts further in this video. So the friends I caught up with were two of my good friends that I met through university, and I graduated back in 2020, and that was during COVID. And when we were talking, we were talking about the good times at university, and then the topic of we were just talking about various things, and we were all talking about the final year of our course, and that was the dissertation. Now, all three of us put in the effort and we grinded our asses off to get good results. But yet there were a few people, this was actually fairly common, and this was before Copilot and ChatGPT, but there were people who basically did the dissertation through hiring someone else to do the work for them. And I wanted to actually take the time to talk about this because I did make a blog post ironically back after I submitted my dissertation. I did write a blog post on this just to summarize my thoughts on what I thought about this. And to be honest, I think one thing I do feel about, and this is just, and yeah, I just wanted to spit my thoughts on this. Personally, I don't see the benefit, even though, yes, you invest some money and you get someone else to do the work for you. You don't have to, you can basically sit back and relax. But what happens, and it's ironic because one of these people who actually did end up doing it, I'm not going to call names or anything, when we were talking about this person, they were saying that they were stressing because the person they hired wasn't getting back to them, and they were stressing. And then towards the very end, they did submit the work. I mean, they did send in the work and they graduated. Merry freaking Christmas. But the problem is, because they didn't go through the grind, they didn't take the time to learn the skills needed to do the dissertation themselves, they just ended up, they don't have these skills which could be useful further down the line in their careers. And to be perfectly honest, if you're going to go down this route of getting a degree, getting a piece of paper, and then just to basically not learn the skills through the degree, and you said you're hiring someone else to do it, what is the point of doing the degree in the first place? I understand, you want to probably use the degree, not necessarily learn the skills, but you want to use it to unlock job opportunities. But what if those job opportunities do require you to have those skills that you would have learned through your degree? Now, of course, I do feel that everything that you're going to learn in university, not all of it is going to be useful in your career. But a good portion of it may very well be. And it's not just about hard skills either. So in my case, I did business computing systems, which is a computer science related degree. One of the key essential skills that I did in my dissertation was around programming. And I did that despite knowing the fact that I wasn't the greatest at programming. In fact, in the first semester, or in the first year of university, I was pretty adamant in doing a career, in not doing a career that involves programming, but yet here I am in a job which involves programming. Right? But I still went through that process, went through the grind, and learned the skills myself to do well in the dissertation, all through my own effort. And I was able to learn those valuable skills and, get through the degree, actually with these valuable skills and experiences, which I found to be very useful in my career right now. And that is why I'm happy with how things went. And that's exactly, and I feel like it was a good investment of my own money into the degree. I've got the skills and experiences necessary to to do well in where I am right now and feel confident in the doors it may open further down in the future. But again, if you decided to go through the easy route of just hiring someone to do it, you're missing out the opportunities to develop these skills. And to be honest, even when you graduate and even when you get the outcome, sure, you get a piece of paper, but how do you get that satisfaction? Would you, and I guess this is a pretty tough question because I've never been in this position, but if I had to choose two options, number one, if I had to cheat my way to a degree or and do well and graduate, I think I said that, or actually doing my absolute best and fail my degree or get a grade that wasn't what I was hoping for, I would probably go for the latter. Because even though I didn't do well, and here's the thing, right? And this is a very hot take, because I know there are plenty of people who are going to be saying, oh, you have to do well in your, if you're going down the degree route, people are going to be saying, oh, you have to give this kind of grade. If you don't get a minimum this grade, the opportunity you may have further down the line, it's just minimal. To be honest, I'm not even going to go down that route. You know, I'm not going to go down and say, to be honest, I don't really take it at face value. You know, because I do know people who may not go in the grades that they wanted, and they actually put in the hard work, and yet they still are still doing well in their careers, and they still got plenty of potential. And I'm good friends with those people who've actually worked hard, you know, irrespective of what grade they got, because they're hardworking people. Even if they didn't get the result they wanted, they can learn from it. They have a reference point to work from. They learn the skills, or at least some skills, which can help them in their careers further down the line, as opposed to someone who may have just cheated their way. Sure, you may have gotten a good grade, sure, you may have graduated, and sure, you may have blabbed your way, you may have talked your way through, you know, most checks and just get a good job. But even when you get those jobs, I will put my money on the fact that you're going to have to learn those skills that they think that you had in your paper, in your degree. You're going to have to learn those skills anyway. So what's the point of going through all the effort cheating? Why don't you just take the time, especially during those early years, to learn those skills, and ultimately, you know, and then it will just make going through the interview process and actually getting a job and actually doing the job a whole lot easier. I just don't see what's the point, because I prefer going down that route of just going through the grind, and if I fail, I fail, and at least I can walk away knowing that I gave it a best shot, and at least I tried. But I don't think I could forgive myself if I went down the easy route and hired someone to do it and just got the result. It would just be a shallow win. I'd rather go for the L, even though I'm not going to intend for that. I'd rather fail trying my best, as opposed to taking a shallow victory, you know, through through cheating. And just for context, I did have a habit of cheating. Not cheating, but during early school days, this was probably primary school days, I did remember having a tendency to look at other people's work. I remember those days. It wasn't my greatest of days, but obviously I've outgrown that. But this is why I'm saying we're not perfect. You know, just because you may have cheated in the past, and in fact, if anyone's listening to this who's actually is cheating or considering cheating right now, you just cheated recently, that's okay. You have the opportunity to make amends and just move forward. Because at the end of the day, we're all human. We all make mistakes. And yeah, and you know, based on what I feel very strongly about this. You know, I'd rather work my way and fail rather than just taking the easy route. I'll keep repeating that. And that is one of the key principles I will have to the day I die. Period. Anyway, that's it from me. I'm out. Peace.